We're going to take the key, then have a look at the 4 buttons. We can lock and unlock the vehicle, double-click to open the trunk, or activate the alarm. So let's unlock the car first. We're gonna open the door next, then close it again. Welcome effect in the instrument cluster. We then proceed to push the start and stop button once, then step on the brake and push it again to start the car. As always, we will be starting off with the steering wheel first. The left side is responsible for the advanced driving assistance systems. We can activate adaptive cruise control. We can increase or decrease the speed. And also adjust the distance to the car in front of us. In the upper right corner, we find steering wheel heating. The lower button is used to mute and unmute the sound or to activate voice assist. Here we can either choose between a standard voice or Alexa. On the right side, we find menu controls. We can go through different menu options on the right side of the instrument cluster. In addition, we can use the scroll wheel in the center to select content and sub-menus. To select something, simply click OK. The button on the left functions as a return button. The 2 buttons on the left are used as media controls. Below, we can change the volume, either increase or decrease. The buttons on the lower part of the steering wheel are used to activate the V mode, which makes it possible to personalize vehicle settings. While we can change the traction mode by using the button on the right. Now that we had a look at the steering wheel, let's move on to the instrument cluster next. As already mentioned, we can check the IC menu on the right. Starting off with tire information, different submenus, followed by trip computer containing trip 1, trip 2, fuel economy, trip timer, and current drive cycle. We can also reset the current values. Up next is performance, with performance timer, lap timer, G-force, and launch control. If we click confirm, we find more options. Next is driver assistance, which will offer more options once the vehicle is in motion. Of course, there's audio, where we can switch between different media sources. We can, for example, select USB, and we can also save and select different favorites. Moving on to navigation, followed by telephone. Up next is maintenance. And last but not least, different options. There's quite a bunch of options, but in this overview, we will only have a closer look at one of the most important ones: display theme. We can choose between Tour, which is the current one, as well as Sport, and also Track. The head-up display can be operated via buttons next to the steering wheel, which is not visible at the moment. However, we can change the brightness, the position, and also alter the content shown. In addition, we can also change the angle via the right side of the steering wheel. Our next step is the head unit. The home screen consists of different pages and also different widgets. We can access the media feature, we can access the phone feature, and also navigation on the right. The lower bar contains different shortcuts. For example, Home, Media, Telephone, Navigation, and Climate. On the right, Wi-Fi hotspot, as well as Weather and Time and Date. So let's have a look at different apps next. Up until SiriusXM, we find default apps only. After that, we can see all the downloaded and installed apps. The most important ones: audio and all the different media sources. We have phone, navigation, Wi-Fi, settings and users. Settings contains 4 different submenus. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We can install new apps and manage already downloaded ones. Performance data recorder, and also by Cadillac, SiriusXM, part of audio, and as already mentioned, other third-party applications. For example, weather or Alexa. Below the head unit, we find hard keys. We can use the left one to change the volume, and the right one to navigate through the system, and then click to make a selection. However, we cannot use the hard key to return to the previous page or feature. In the center, we can find the hard key home button. Further down, several climate hard keys, while there are more controls below. For example, driver seat heating, all the way on the left. We have parking assist, warning lights in the center, lane assist, and on the right, we have passenger seat heating. In the control section, we can activate Rev Match, while we can use the drive mode button to switch between different drive modes on the right. To wrap things up, we're going to turn off the car next. We're then gonna take the key once we're done with that. Then lock the vehicle.